Oh, this is weird light. I should probably close some curtains just a minute. Oh. Much better. Okay. Hey everybody, so there is no chance that I will be able to upload this within the next few weeks, but I'll just, make it anyway because, as I told you earlier, we are Christian missionaries living about 10 kilometers from the rainforest, and last year we were in our home country, visiting family and friends and seeing churches, stuff like that. And we were going to come back in July, but then, because of everything going on, there were no planes at all. So we came back in December, and while there we were in the capital of the country we work in, and we had to do groceries and stuff like that and see our friends again. So finally last week, and now it's January, because I'm going to be uploading this way later, but we managed to come back to our area. Right now I'm sitting in the study. This is also usually where I do my schoolwork. Here's a nice map of Africa. A picture with a squirrel on it. Microphone, which is not normally there. These walls are made of, I don't even know, it's kind of like the bark of a tree. So basically I thought I'd tell you a bit about how things went. I do have notes, so I'm going to check those now. Yeah. Okay, so it is the rainy season and the summer over here. So basically the trip was rather harsh. It took about 16 hours to get to our area, but we always do that with 2 different trips. So the first one was 9 hours long. No, it was 12 hours long. But it wasn't all too bad because it was cloudy, so actually the temperature was kind of nice. The second trip was 4 hours long, and that was a lot less nice because it was sunny, and well, we were really excited to get back. We were very happy, but we were hot and a mess, a hot mess basically by the time we arrived. It was really sticky and sweaty and pooh. So then we arrived, and by that time it was around 2 o'clock, which is not the hottest hour of the day. The hottest hour of the day is 3 o'clock, but 2 o'clock is still rather hot. We spent the rest of the afternoon unloading the car, putting things in cupboards, finding out that there were wasps in the toilet and mice in the book cupboard, nice stuff like that. My brother and I sleep in a little attic. Yeah, you can't see it, but it's over there, under the roof. Which is really nice and cozy, but while we were away, apparently it has been used as a mouse motel. So there were lychee seeds and shells everywhere, and that was okay, but then there were also lots of mouse droppings, which was less okay. And since you always start cleaning everything from, the top because of gravity, I got to spend a wonderful hour or so sweeping the entire place dry in the heat under the iron roof. So it's a miracle that I didn't get a headache. Since we've been gone for almost a year, no, actually literally a year, things obviously hadn't gone exactly the way we wanted to, The only thing I found in my stuff was a cockroach, which sounds nasty, but it hadn't actually done anything other than just sit there. There was no droppings or anything. And I was actually really relieved because our cupboard where I put my stuff tends to be a bit damp, and I had lots of paper in my box, but actually there was nothing the matter, so that was actually really nice. Some other things weren't as great though. So like I said earlier, there was like a huge wasp nest about this large in our toilet, and it wasn't uninhabited either. There were still wasps in it. There were about, not in it actually, these nests, they seem to function as sort of a place to keep the larvae, and the wasps themselves, they hang around it. So there were like 20 yellow wasps hanging on this little ball. By the time I found out, it was in the middle of the night, and they were all awake, all buzzing around it, but I heard it from outside. So I went in and decided to check it out, because I was kind of like, what is this? So then I saw them, and that was scary. I didn't get stung, but my brother did because the next day my dad had taken away the wasp's nest, but the wasps were still rather angry about it, so they just stung my brother when he went to go to the toilet. We sprayed the whole area with vinegar because wasps hate that. Most of them are gone because wasps are they stop being angry after a while. I think it might be a week before they go away and I can have, go to the toilet in the middle of the night in peace and quiet. So, yeah, well, so they're mostly all gone now, so it's not a big deal anymore, but I was kind of nervous the first few days. Not only the wasps and the cockroaches have had a great time while we were away, the mice have too. In the washing machine is completely irreparable. The mice got in it, and not only did they eat at, the thing in the washing machine that holds the clothes, the big trunk, I think, it also ate at the clothing inside of it, and it also ate at all the electrical little thingies inside of it. So basically the washing machine's totally broke, and we need to go and get a new one. Which means that we have to do all our washing ourselves. Well, actually my mom does it. I probably should ask her whether I could help, but I don't really feel like it. But basically, we are doing it all ourselves. They also got into the book and school supply cupboard. They didn't really do any irreparable damage. Some books do have a little weird edge, but you can still read and use them. But mostly, what was mostly disgusting was that there was like lots of droppings and grossness in there. The thing is, this shouldn't have happened because our cats are supposed to be inside. They were supposed to stay in our house, but apparently the lady who was taking care of them, she fed them in her own house, and there was another lady somewhere else who was feeding them in her own house too. So by the time they got back to our house, they were too full to even catch any mice or rats. So yeah, it's a bit of... Cats are a real scarcity here. If one person has a cat, everybody wants to keep that cat on their good side because everybody has rats and mice. So yeah, the cats are back in our house now. It took a bit of persuading, because they weren't used to it anymore. But now they're back and getting better food too, because the food they get from the other people here isn't quite as good for them. So yeah, hopefully the rats and mice will stay away. Actually, we probably didn't have rats because if there's mice, then there aren't rats, because rats eat mice for some reason, or at least kill them. I don't know. Rats do weird stuff. So, that's the good news. No rats. Bad news is now we've got mice and they actually fit into smaller spaces. Also, if the light keeps changing, because there's a thing there in front of the window. A curtain. A curtain in front of the window, and the sun is shining through it. So and there's a bit of a wind, so when the curtain comes up, my face is like all white, and when the curtain is down and there's clouds, my face is really dark. So that's why. Another thing that's a scarcity, like cats in this region, is clean water right now. That sounds strange, we're living near a rainforest and it's the rainy season, but it's already usually rather hard to get clean water, and it hasn't even rained that much the last time. So we have some men getting water for us now. We have had to, it was okay in the beginning, but they really need to be careful how they pick up the water, because if they just dip the jerry can into the water, you get literally fish. There's literally some fish floating around in the water in our bathroom. I guess it's not as... Well, yeah, that's worse than what we had a while ago, before we, went back to our home country. We literally had a dead frog in our water once. But basically right now the water is really disgusting. We've asked them to be a bit more careful with how they do water, because else we've literally got like a layer like this in a 20-liter can of jerry can of water of just silt and disgusting whatever it is. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. We're hoping that that way we can get a well over there next to our water tank, so we can actually have some nice water and not have to worry about it all that much, because we have pumps in our village, but they just keep on breaking. It's just... So, yeah, we're hoping to finally be able to not be dependent on the pumps anymore. Water isn't the only thing that isn't that great either. Before we came back, there was a mast built over there on the hill over there. And we were hoping it would give us better Wi-Fi, but it didn't. So the Wi-Fi is still as bad as it was, but actually it's even worse because the thing we use to strengthen the signal doesn't seem to be working. So basically what I have to do now to get Wi-Fi is once a week buy some internet on my phone, go up to the church above our house where the signal is better because it's higher up, and then try and load stuff there. Up till now it hasn't worked, but I only tried it yesterday, which was Sunday, and the Wi-Fi here always seems to be bad during weekends and in the evening. So, and when it's raining, or there's thunder. I don't know why. But anyway, so yeah, I have no idea when it's on social media and stuff like that again, which on the one hand, I don't really care. On the other hand, it is kind of annoying because, I want to tell people what happened. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do with all of my social media from now on is when we're in the capital, schedule videos to come out and schedule posts to come out, so that at least you have a steady stream of stuff, and then when I'm in the capital, reply to messages and stuff like that. I mean, it isn't ideal, not at all, but yeah, it's the best we can do right now. Oh, but that was all the bad news. We've also got some good news. First of all, nothing was stolen from us. So, we had 2 small solar panels hanging outside, to keep the electricity a bit going, and a lamp outside here that automatically flicks on when you walk past it, so that you don't have to go to the toilet in the middle of the night in the dark, because our toilet is an outhouse somewhere over there. And, those are really easy things, just, take away, put in your backpack, and then sell somewhere else. But nobody stole them, which is nice. We think it's probably because thieves are too scared to steal from us, because the thieves here are just basically men or boys who can't get a job or are usually too lazy to get a job, and so go and steal. But we have made it very clear that if somebody steals from us, actually my dad has made it very clear, I couldn't do anything about it, but my dad does. He made it very clear that if somebody steals from us, that there will be consequences, and yeah, well, if you're too lazy to get work, then you're definitely going to be too lazy to steal from somebody who's actually going to do something about it. So that was nice. Some other good news, well, we're back home, so that makes me kind of happy. I organized my attic room, which, always feels good. My siblings and I have had a lot of fun listening to Adventures in Odyssey together. And the first few episodes in album 1 weren't that great, but then in album 2 they really started to get really good. So we're really enjoying doing that together, and it's actually really fun. Yeah, and at least the first few days when we were back, everybody really was actually kind of helpful and nice. I mean, some of the little kids, the 2 little boys, they were, of course, really stressed and and especially the little one, he started crying really easily, over nothing. At one moment he would be, laughing, and the other moment he would be crying because, it was a bit weird for him. But on the whole, the atmosphere was actually really good and happy, so yeah, of course we're a bit stressed, but mostly everything's going kind of well. Nice conversation, stuff like that. One thing that was really interesting I would like to share was, last while I had been really busy with, remembering things, and, oh, my laptop's gonna fall off. So I was really, with the changes, I was really stressed I was gonna lose stuff, and lose memories, and, yeah, so I was afraid I would lose everything from the good things that I remembered, so I was really busy writing stuff down so I would remember things, and, basically afraid to lose stuff, and I was maybe nervous, and it was not nice. And then randomly I remembered this Bible verse song that we had learned, literally years ago, and I'm not going to sing it, but it's that verse that goes, "For I am persuaded that neither life nor death, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things in heaven, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God which is in Christ Jesus our Lord." I think that's the list. It might not be the list, but the gist is the same. And I had learned this, I have no idea where it is, actually the verse in the Bible, but I know it's in the Bible somewhere. I had learned this a really long time ago, and when I learned it was just another song. I mean, it was a good song, it was a nice song, but it didn't really mean anything. But then, I recently just remembered that just when I was like, hey, that's when I kind of needed it. And that's really cool because, you always hear people God speaks his people through his word, and you're like, yeah, sure, I guess, but that's other people, you know. And then something like that happens, and it's kind of cool. So that was really nice, and it helped me a lot. And you know, it's true. Nothing can separate us from God's love. I mean, things are still kind of hard here, but you know, it's okay. So basically, yeah, things are still a bit weird. We're still getting used to things. The Wi-Fi sucks. The water situation sucks. But on the other hand, we're having a lot of fun together, and it's good to be back. So basically, this is also a way of telling you I have no idea when I'm getting online again. Which is nice, because then I don't have all the distractions, you know, when you get on your laptop you automatically go to YouTube or stuff like that. I don't do it anymore because YouTube won't even load. So, that is nice. Um, yeah, I hope to be making a bit more different kind of videos, like the Ranger's Apprentice Problem series, you know, but also still do reviews. I'll see what I'm gonna do, I don't know yet. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great, let's just say a great week, and I'll see you guys next time.